I'm going to show you how to make your own soundboard that produces audio frequencies, right? Just a little background, and this is going to be done in processing, and this is straight from their website. They have a little section here. I'll share this link in the description that describes how it's all about sounds and frequencies and how you can do different things programmatically with it. But I thought this was kind of cool is that, I'm just kind of reading right here. The inner ear contains these hair cells that respond to frequencies spaced roughly between 200 and 2000 hertz. So that's what we're going to produce, tones between that. And it's interesting, like it talks about how after, through aging process, gradually some of these hair follicles become desensitized and can no longer sense those high frequency sounds, especially. You usually stay on the low, but down on here on the frequency scale. If you, after you make this, you want to mess with play around with someone a little older, you can play this sound and they will not be able to hear it. It's pretty much once you get to around age 45 or older, I've noticed that it looks like around 15,000 hertz and above is hard to hear. So anyway, let's get right down to the code. So I'm going to share this code as well. That's up on GitHub, and we're going to go in here and just grab this starter code. It's just very basic, not a whole lot going on in here. We're going to put this into our processing sketch. Just creating a new sketch. I'll save it. We'll call it audio soundboard. Hit save. And so all that's going on here, I should say, before we get running with this, you need to have the sound library installed. It's very easy to do this. You would just go to, I think it's under Tools, add a tool, and you go to Library, and you can just kind of pick Sound from here. And this is the one you want to make sure you have. I also recommend the Minimum. There's a lot of different projects you can use with that library as well. You're going to click Install. I already have it installed. And then once you have that installed, it's only take like a minute or two. Then you're good to go. Then you can use this import without getting an error. We're going to create this sine because it's like using the sine wave to do this. This is a part of the sound library as well. You have this sine OSC. This will change this momentarily. The background, that's up to you, what you want it to be. And so this one right now is going to play the 440 hertz, which is A above middle C, actually, for those who know their tones or their pitches. So if I run this, you will hear that tone. That's A above middle C. Stop that. And so that's great, but I want to make it, so right now it just plays it. I want to make it so that we can toggle on and off. So let's create a void mouse pressed, which will detect when we click the screen, right? And we're going to create a little Boolean variable. We'll call it sound on. And let's make it false to start out with so that our soundboard doesn't drive people crazy and you can choose when to turn it on, right? And we'll do if sound on equals true. We're just making like a switch that's going to turn this on and off. So if it's on, then we want it to turn off. So we'll make it equal to false. If it is false, that would be the else part. Then we want it to be true. Right? Self-explanatory. And so this isn't doing anything just yet, though. Now let's put it to use. So we're going to let's go ahead and grab these two lines because that's what kind of produces the sound. And right here, still inside the mouse pressed method, we're going to put if sound on double equals true. Then we want to play that sound, right? And so we'll put this right in there, and that will activate the play method and which frequency it should play. Then we'll also make sure that it turns off, so we'll have an else, and we'll say sine.stop. Right, and so now we should be able to play that frequency based on this. I'm going to hit save, Command S or file save, and then play. And so nothing by default, but if I click again, turns it off. All right, so that's nice. We have our little switch. Honestly, I probably could have just done this up in here, but I like the idea of demonstrating how the Boolean works by doing this here. Sorry about that. All right. So let's go ahead and make this play any frequency. So we're going to make a little map. I'm going to make an int num, and it's going to be equal to map. And we're going to go, and actually I have this line already, so I'll just grab it to make sure I get it right. And I'll explain to you what's going on. So actually I'm going to make it a float because it comes back as a decimal point. That's what this returns, a float. And so the way the map function works is super handy. You say, hey, what do you want to use? What are we looking at to get our number? And we're going to use our mouse on the y-axis. So if I press it, I want it to be, if I press at the top, I get a low tone. Press down at the bottom, I get a high. And so we're going to say map between 0 and the height of the canvas that we're creating. So right now, that's between 0 and 360. Let's make that larger though, so I'm going to go like 600, and this doesn't need to be that wide, so I'll just go like 100 with that. And so now it's going to be between like 0 and 600, and this is the whole audio frequencies that humans can hear. It's between 20 hertz and 20,000, so I'm putting that right here. And then we'll hit, we're going to use this num right here. So instead of playing 440, let's tell it what to play. We'll play whatever that maps to, right? And so that's it. That's it. We're done. So I can hit play, and I should get my, so now if I click up here, I should get a very low tone. Yeah, there we go. It's playing there. Turn it off, click again. Definitely higher. And you can see how, now anything down in here, older folk are not going to be able to hear. Right? And they are very annoying sounds too, so be careful what you do. So you have your spectrum, and actually, just to see what the tone is, probably a good idea. We should do this. Let's print it out. And so actually, if it's true, let's print out print ln, and we'll print num. All right, so let's play that again. So now, see that's playing 11,000, 1,100. So get real low here. There's 219, 319, and so as you get up here, that gets really loud and annoying. And once you get around 10,000, they get really crazy. That's 8,000. So I'll stop that though, and you can do this, and it's good for testing things out. There might be applications where you need to use a certain frequency, and this can test it out. So I hope you like this. Let me know and subscribe. Thanks.